Macy, did you see the album art for this episode? Did you see it?
I did. I uploaded it. And let me tell you, this album art is only going to be available as long as this print is going to be available, which is our Halloween print for 2023, The Big Pumpkin.
Not only is it a big pumpkin, but that like retro Halloween vibe that is big this year and comes through in this print is finger licking good.
So as always, this beauty was designed from the mind of Lyra Street. And continuing on our print series here, these are going to be signed. It's a limited run. The orders close on November 1st. So if you want this gorgeous Halloween design, hop on over to wbahprintshop.com and snap you one up. We also ship internationally, guys. So if you are not stateside, that's all right.
wbahprintshop.com. My throat waits until we do 30 seconds to just make all these gurgling noises. My body just starts making all the noises.
That's good. I mean, it's doing you a favor, really. It's telling you like, oh, if you do this throughout the episode, don't worry. I'm going to do it right now. So it takes it out later.
If I decide to just go, then it'll be fine. Dude. I don't know why I've been doing that so much recently.
It lives in my head forever. I do it. I'll just hear it in my head all the time.
I think I still have that saved. That should be the end of
it. Should be the end.
This should be the end. Just as a little reminder. Kind of how I will sometimes just stick I ain't scared a little sweet at the end for fun.
I ain't scared a little sweet. I need to be better about doing that because I always reach the end of the episode and I edited out everything and I don't have any clips left. And I'm like, fuck. I do it every single time I edit.
I try to keep a secondary Audacity open just called bloopers. And when I cut shit that's like actually funny, I'll just slap it up over on that and I'll kind of have it. But sometimes I listen back to them and they're just not as funny as I thought they were.
You know, in the moment, sometimes things really hit you, you know.
Speaking of really hit you, you know what I'm absolutely full to bursting of right now?
What?
Hotel coffee.
Ooh, how is that a treat? Did you go down to the lobby area and do thing and get you some?
Got me some coffee. Got me some of those 3D printed pancakes for breakfast.
I know you love a pancake printer.
I love a prinker. Pancake printer. But yeah, and I went super early this morning, so it was only like the fucking weirdos that get up at
that's the best way to do it. Yeah, hell yeah, that's when I like to go.
Just the people that just kind of stand a little too close to you when you're trying to get a bagel.
Well, everybody's not up yet, so it's just kind of like a bunch of corpses all schlepping their way in there.
Yeah, it was like a mix of like corpses in casual wear, kind of getting ready to go to work, and also people who have been up all night, and you can tell.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
There's lots of different things you can do in a hotel room.
Dude, I just absolutely rocked my pajamas. No bra, Nickelodeon shorts.
Dude, that's what hotels are for. You don't know any of these people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're a transient right now. You're a ghost.
And you know what? This is all tying in perfectly with my topic. So.
Ooh, cool.
I'm talking about protecting yourself while traveling / what kind of little spooky nasties are trying to get at you, because it's October,
dude, and this is such a fun weird October.
It has been pretty good.
The trickstery shit,
yes,
at least here in my place, has been ramped up like so much. Even hunters starting to be like, what is this? What is happening? And it's like, it's fucking October, bro.
Did you do this? Did you bring this into my house? What are you talking about today?
I don't know why. This is one of those things, and I was so glad that I could remember it because I usually don't. But I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about. And I was like, what do I want to talk about this week? And I was about to go to sleep. And like, as I was slipping off into sleep, deep from the wells of my consciousness was Granite. So I remember when I heard that, I was like, I got to remember this. Fuck. Listen, remember this. Remember this. And I did that for a little while. And I woke up and I was like, Granite. And I remembered. So we did it.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love that for you. I always wake up the next morning and go, what was it? It was so important. What was it?
Dude, I'm just going to give you a real quick snippet because I actually had 2 instances of this happen on the same night because I don't really have a lot of cool dreams. My dreams are very chaotic. They usually follow the exact same structure, but I barely remember it, but they're just kind of kooky, you know?
Right.
And
unless you're getting absolutely murdered.
Yes. Or shot to death, which happens a lot. But I was dreaming, and I don't remember the whole dream, but there was some fucking magic in this dream that I did, dude. And are you ever dreaming and in the moment you think, fuck, this is cool. Like, I need to remember this. And this happened in the dream. So I don't remember why I needed to do this, but there was something going on like in a house, like that needed to be chased out. Like it was like an entity or something that needed to be chased out. And it was like, so what I did is I had like this lid from a jar and it was filled with wax. So it was like a shallow little like lid that had wax in it. And I carved into this lid a bear's face.
Whoa.
And enchanted it so that this bear's face, when I looked at it, it like became animated and moved. And in that moment, the spirit of bear rocked up into the house and chased out what I needed to chase out. And it was so fucking sweet and cinematic that like I saw it like wake up in the wax and like open its eyes. And then you just hear this roar. And then I got like cinematic shots of this black mist bear chasing out entities. And I remember thinking like, this is tight. I got to remember this. I need to wake up and remember this because like this is creative and I like it. But yeah, same night as thinking about Granite. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. The bear? Or like the phony bear?
Never the phony bear. He never enter my dreams. Ever. I do not want phony bear in my dreams. Yeah.
May he add that to like the nightly prayer list.
Yes. May phony like, bear never mommy, enter my dreams.
Daddy. Protect me from the phony bear.
Yeah. Don't let him make me eat spoiled zebra in the hot African sun.
God, he sucks. If you don't know what we're talking about, the phony bear would be Bear Girls. And you should check out our Bear Girls Wimp Cap over on our Patreon. It was really fun.
It was actually too fun. Yeah.
It was a good time. And listen here. I guess we'll jump into the episode. But the most important and most pertinent piece of information that we can give you right now is our Patreon shout out. Perk up your ears. It might be you. Today's Patreon shout out goes to Jennifer. That's it. There wasn't a last name, but I do want you to know that they do have a picture of Mr. Bean as their profile picture.
Ooh, nice. So, I appreciate all of the vibe.
There you go.
Going on there, honestly. Okay, here we go. This is the first thing that I went over to our Cowboys playlist that you and I are making.
Great.
Because it's all I can think about is us going and staying in Cowboy Room in our haunted location coming at you guys for next week's Spooky Sode. Get fucking ready for it. But we have Jennifer and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run. I want to do the whole thing, but I won't.
You know, I've heard that's a really sweet song.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a real sweet song. Listen, guys, 18 Wheels and a Dozen Roses, Kathy Mattea. Go give it a listen today and warm your heartstrings.
Or better known as Jennifer with the Mr. Bean picture.
Oh, that would have been good. Charlye, do you know what season it is aside from like ghost season and fall season and all other kinds of seasons?
Scorpio season?
Oh, well, yeah, forgot about them too. Candle season, bro. It's candle season. Oh, listen, we're here with a we're actually part 2 of 3-part ad series because we're back talking this week about Jupiter rituals because Charlye and me got our custom candles in and we want to talk about them. Talk about what we got.
Yes. And I want to just kind of publicly thank Rachel for the way that mine was addressed. This is not technically a part of the sponsorship, but it was addressed your dad on
mine too. So mine as well. Yeah, I got to pick it up and look at it, and it was from your daddy. And I was like, hell yeah. Damn right it is.
But Jupiter rituals, we've got vintage charm with the power of intention. And let me tell you, I could feel it in this little package when I picked it up off of the ground.
Yeah.
And
it was solid.
Yeah. Solid and heavy, frankly.
Yes.
Chonky boys, as we've discussed. These are not little lightweight candies. They are big boys. And when I opened mine up, it was stunning. Stunning. Yeah. I was not expecting... Because I knew the vessel it was going to be put in. I had kind of an idea of the vessel that I had chosen, but I did not know all of the care of intention of like the crystals and everything like put on top and mixed in and gorgeous. Made for a beautiful, beautiful candle. And also my candle, woodwick. Are you kidding?
Yeah, they're woodwicks. Yeah. Yeah. So you get to listen to it hiss at you as it does its magic, which I love that sound.
I love a woodwick. I want to marry a woodwick. And full stop.
Full stop. One of the things what was funny is me and you actually picked, we didn't like kind of similar vessels. We both went for antique green glass vessels. And I find that really interesting. And what was yours for again? Peace of mind?
I was just about to ask you. Yeah, mine is for peace of mind. And every little piece of it was so geared towards that direction. What did you do yours for?
Mine was for just expanding my awareness. So really kind of like tapping into my awareness. And it's like full of cloves. It is so full of cloves. And it's just like this dreamy brown color that has, it is just, I just wanted to put my finger in it and like scoop out the wax and eat it. Really.
And what we're talking about here, what we mean is what we did for our candle is we chose the option where we could communicate with Rachel and say, hey, here's what here's my actual intention that I want you to put into this spell candle. Of course, there are options of pre-mades, but if you're like, man, I really want something specific. I want a specific intent. Then that's an option that you can get on jupiterrituals.com is these customizable intention spell candles. And like we said, mine was for peace of mind. And brother, the second I had so many of these moments where I lit up this candle already charged. And sometimes it is so helpful to have a spell candle that you know was put together by like a powerful witch, because sometimes I'm empty when it comes to
it's nice energy. To have it taken care of for you.
It's nice. Yeah, it is nice to know, dude, this one here, this is done. This is done for me. It's got so much magic already spewing from the seams. And I can add my own. I can shoot it with my own little laser beams and make it mine. But like, I kind of just needed to rock and roll and just light this son of a bitch up.
You can just kind of trust it to do what it's going to do. I really want to talk about these typewriter letters that you get.
Yes.
That the candle came with, and it was just this delicate, fine paper that we got to unfold with this typewriter message on it. And good on you, Rachel, for finding a reason to get and use a typewriter, because God, I'm jealous. It was just really great. And I could hear her saying it, which was fun because it was absolutely written in her voice. Yes. And that was just another little layer of enjoyment that I got to get out of this. I loved it so much.
There was also one thing I love about the typewriter message is because it's a typewriter, there's this element of humanity to it, because like every once and again, there would be like a little mistake that she kind of crossed out, and at one point she I forget exactly what it was, but some mistake was made. She just drew an arrow to it and was like, WTF.
Might have a couple letters like stuck on top of each other, and they're just kind of, and I love it. It looks so great. So charming. So charming.
But yes, so we have JupiterRituals.com. The link will be down in the description.
Go take a look on over at JupiterRituals.com. Look at what all is over there. And you know what? If you want something custom, give them an ask. And you can get something pretty fantastic from that. And you're going to get you a heavy chonker, man. And it's going to have a lot of burns in it. So anyway, that's one more time, JupiterRituals.com. Go look at the antiques.
Get you a bespoke spell.
Yeah, bro. So who goes first today?
That would be you, my brethren.
I have got to quit bumping my mic. I have never bumped my mic so much as I have today.
I know. We're all talking about it.
I know. I always have to chase down what goddamn drive my notes are in. I have like 3 or 4 of them, and it's every time I just can't do the same one.
This is a good time for it, though, because I don't know if it's housekeeping or what, but something in the room next to me is just scraping against the wall.
Fantastic. Hotels are so fun.
Dude.
What a time.
So the mystery noises, man.
It was very interesting. When Mom and me were coming back from East Tennessee, we stayed in a hotel in Memphis, Holiday Inn Express in Memphis. And it was interesting because when you walked in, you saw that there was you had the standard bathroom door right when you walked in to the left, like right there. And then there was another door to the right, but it was just to the wall. And then you open it and it's one of those old school rooms that has a door that leads to the room next door. But you could lock yours, but if I opened it, I saw the door that opened into the other door. And because of that, I heard everything that went on in that room. It was just, I just remember, because I wake up early, I just remember being in bed and I was just hearing everyone's every bodily function, as they were starting their day. And I was like, this is very close. I feel like I know them. Yeah.
Did you hear some good, dad morning grunts?
I heard a whole bathroom routine, bro. It was so detailed. Yeah.
I'm so glad that they are taking care of their needs and can do so.
They were very regular, right? First thing in the morning, let me tell you.
Hey, look, that's great.
No, it is. I was happy for him. I was like, good for you. I'm glad that I'm glad you get to move on from that and you get to feel nice and light going down to breakfast. Yeah, they do. They eat their yogurt and they eat their fiber, and it shows.
Slip a little note under their door. Just good for you.
Just nice.
Nice. Dude, I would be mortified.
I would too. It'd be so scary to get that. You don't even know what for. It's just nice.
Nice.
Sinister.
Gross. Ew.
All right. I'm going to talk to you about Granite.
Man.
And Granite, did you know?
I want to take you for Granite.
Yeah, I will. I love Rob Thomas to death.
I know you do.
Granite is the most widespread of igneous rocks.
Oh.
And it makes up a whole big, great majority of the continental crust. And 70 to 80% of it. So, the crust that we all live on.
Continental crust. It's bomb.
Continental crust. It is bomb. And it takes about 70 to 80% of the Earth's continental crust. So there's a shit pile of granite. And granted, I've been doing this all morning. I have typed what is the other one that I kept doing over? Granty, like auntie, but Granty. I typed that one a lot. I'm going to struggle through this. But
Granty is a cute one.
Granty. Granite is called an intrusive igneous rock. And so an intrusive rock forms when you have molten material, magma, and it flows. I cannot hear magma and not think of someone not having like a stuffed up nose. It just sounds like somebody saying something with congestion, kind of like when you're like bulk. I think that with like magma. It just sounds it sounds stuffy. I read it that way every time. I wish I didn't. And
I just think of Dr. Evil when I forget what he says, but he says something about liquid hot magma.
Yes. So these intrusive rocks are molten magma. It flows and it gets hard underground. Over a long time, though, it cools slowly. Eventually, you're going to see granite. It's going to take a little while until you see granite on the surface because, again, it forms deep underground. But eventually, if the overlying rocks are removed and it's kind of pushed up to the surface in some cases, or just the rocks are, you'll see the granite at the surface, which we see a lot. But we'll get into later on, like how much has to happen for us to even be able to see like the granite that we see topside. And granites usually have a coarse texture, meaning that you can see all of the cool inclusions and textures and shiny bits and whatnot to the naked eye. Like you can look at a piece of granite and be like, look at all that going on in there. You know, it's not
glittery.
Yeah, they're fun to look at. And this is because of the slow magma cooling process. It allows for larger crystal growth when it has its time to cool down slow.
Whoa.
So granite has a high concentration of feldspar, quartz, and lesser so of mica. And from what I could see, it's largely feldspar. You're going to get 65-ish% concentration. Quartz is 20-ish% by volume. And then you have mica, amphiboles. I don't know, but I know that that's what turns it black. Apparently, like black granite has a higher concentration of amphiboles, and other minerals kind of smatter out the rest of the percentages. Also, like many other things, the colors. So depending on what is all found in there is going to determine on what color granite you're looking at here, and also some of the texture. There's a pretty wide range of granites, granite colors, very expensive ones being more exotic ranges of kind of color and look. But common colors are, shades of gray, pink, white, beige, and black. That's usually what you'll often be finding if you're talking like granite countertops,
Yeah,
or
black
something.
granite is fucking tight.
It is cool. I had this professor when I was in college that had these green Brazilian granite countertops for his bar. And I remember looking at him because there was always like a dinner he would host for graduating seniors at his house. You could go out and it would be like a nice dinner, And I just remember being like, that's a lot of money for countertops in a bar, but it was really pretty. But it had to be found in Brazil because Brazil, apparently, to tie this whole story together, is one of the hot spots for, we're talking like that flashy, crazy, pretty granite that might be more unusual shades than you might find in other places. So if you are a granite connoisseur, you might go to source it out of Brazil, apparently.
I'm just thinking of not middle-aged, college-aged Macy just being really concerned about the cost of these.
Yeah, because I already struggle with like frivolous expense anyway, but I just remember being like, not like just for the bar, huh? Like that's liquid income.
Too much.
Huh. And so 40% of all dimension stone that is quarried? I don't know, is granite. And what is dimension stone? Dimension stone is stone that is cut to certain dimensions. Think countertops. Or like when you walk down those old fancy bank buildings and the whole facade is like cut granite slabs, like the big pink granite shiny buildings and shit. Or like modern day tombstones. Monuments such as that, they're oftentimes granite. They are cut, though, for that. They are dimension stone. These pieces were cut to fit or cut to be a certain thing, and they are generally of a higher grade of granite as well. And you have a shitload of granite that is used in construction, especially your lower grades that are oftentimes crushed and ground up. In the U.S., limestone apparently takes the cake for crushed rock used in construction, but granite apparently gets really, really high up there. But we care about that limestone here. Apparently, we put the limestone everywhere.
Love it.
And the U.S. is full of granite. It is everywhere. It's all over the place. And you can see it in a very natural, stunning form, for example, in Yosemite Valley, where, as you know, El Capitan, Half Dome, the walls of the valley itself are composed of towering granite. And it's very dramatic to see it towering above like that.
Where Yosemite Sam's from?
Apparently so. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so angry to be from such a beautiful place, you know?
Really mad boy.
Yeah, just go back there and just chill there for a little while and come back refreshed. You'll be fine. And speaking of, this is just like a PSA. I don't know if anyone has ever seen a film called The Dawn Wall, but it's about a climber's journey up El Capitan. And it's just one of those, it's a documentary, but like if you just want to sit and just say what the fuck over and over and over, but also be super enthralled by a crazy story, like just hit it up, but like crazy story. I every now and again, I'll just watch it when I need to get inspired and just be like, no, I'm good. I've got it great. Yeah, I'll watch The Dawn Wall.
Hit it up.
Hit it up. So there's a lot of geological activity that must have happened for us to see the Yosemite Valley. As just a lot of earth shit went down. And any exposed granite for matter above the surface. So again, granite forms under the surface. So for us to see it, especially in the case of Yosemite and other towering granite examples, it had to have been exposed, meaning the overlying rock, again, had to have been eroded away. So either by glaciers, time and weather, tectonic movement, such as you have mountain ranges that are largely composed of granite to where like one slide, you have like the plates themselves that push it up, but it has to be exposed because granite always is deep under there forming, which makes it what is called a plutonic rock. So probably not platonic, but plutonic. There you go. It just wants to be your friend.
It's not interested in you like that.
Yeah. So granite is hard as hell. It's rolling up to about a 7 on the Mohs scale, which I expected to be harder, honestly, but that's really hard enough to withstand most things, especially like in the household, in the forms of counters, and even in other things such as facades and monuments. So this just got me on just the unfortunate topic that is Mount Rushmore. And this all especially leads to just a little bit of math that shows just permanence of decisions. So when basically it was chosen to desecrate very sacred Lakota Sioux land and a site called Six Grandfathers Mountain that was seized after a ton of bloodshed and treachery because gold was found in the Black Hills. And the colonizers wanted it. They ensured that in that granite of that sacred site, those 4 faces were going nowhere for a very long time. Mount Rushmore is large. It's not entirely, but largely granite, which erodes roughly 1 inch every 10,000 years. Since each of the noses alone is about 240 inches long, I found they might last up to 2.4 million years before they wear away. And they're essentially permanent. And granite doesn't play around when it comes to withstanding the sands of time, which makes it even more disappointing considering 2 of them publicly owned slaves. Famously so, in fact. One of them, Roosevelt, spoke publicly in New York in 1886 saying, "I don't go so far as to think that the only good Indian is a dead Indian, but I believe that 9 out of every 10 are, and I shouldn't like to inquire too closely on the case of the 10th. And the other ordered what is still the largest mass execution in this country's history, which was the group hanging of 38 Sioux men. So in that, just the permanence of choice, huh? And
so like, in a time so far in the future that those details, that like written history, will probably not be remembered. They'll just be like, who are these guys? Must have been important.
Yeah, and that it's just great. You know,
Gross.
just you sum it up into all just one word that I could. It's just yikes. You know, and
what if you carve like a big dick on all their foreheads? That'll be there forever.
And anyway, that is to say, granite is strong. It's not going anywhere. And to further prove that, let's wind the clock back thousands of years to Egypt, because it is what the Great Pyramid of Giza is made out of, as well as other Egyptian structures such as the obelisks. And it seems to me that the Great Pyramid, it's doing just fine, outliving us all time and time and time again in perpetuity. It's fine. So with that, let's get in. You know what? It's thriving. And we can get into the metaphysical here. And first, I think we have to talk about the endurance aspect of granite here. For so long, granite spends time underground. And even when exposed, topside, its strength keeps it looking much the same from generation to generation. The sands of time are long for granite. And whether it remain underground or be used in a pyramid, either way, it will remain in its form that either it was found in or put in until someone changes it, probably. It's just going to keep enduring. And we all need to do that sometimes. We all have times when we just need to endure, when we need to imagine that granite case around us, that granite eggshell around us, just to get through times that are much less than savory. And maybe this is a short time. Yeah, me, recently, walking around Gatlinburg during fall foliage peak season, and you can't breathe in crowds. And maybe it can be helpful to just do those mental shields of being like, I am granite. I am surrounded in granite. I am impermeable. I will endure. As you get through these spaces for where you are sharing everyone else's breath and skin flakes. It was so much, dude. Those were crowds I have not maybe ever experienced, and I hated it. Town was beautiful. I need to go any other time if I'm going to go into that town.
Right.
But the leaves. The leaves. Fuck. Patrons, y'all have a little video coming.
Past all the mouth breathers.
That was the beauty of it. We went to town like once and we're like, okay, so we're just going to go outside of town for everything else, which we did. Like patrons have a video coming. I took a bunch of footage in Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And y'all are going to get a little montage. And there's even a little, there's all kinds of things in there. So that's coming for you guys. But granite is a good source when we're looking for balance. If we're trying to find, but not just, we're trying to find a balance of pragmatism and whimsy. We don't want to go so far into the material that we lose our fun. And with granite, we have a strong stone that contains glittering pieces, making it something special. You have dynamic and static energy here. So with that, you get a nice balancing and centering vibe coming from granite. It reminds us that, you do not have to be a cold, flat stone if you're trying to be strong. You can still shine as who you are all the while. And granite is all about them steady emotions, balancing out the wearer or user to baseline. And again, not of coldness, but one of just steady clarity. Slow and steady is the way of granite. It's slow to cool. It's slow to be exposed to the surface, even if it is. And if it is, it's slow to erode. It's slow. And with this slow frame of reference, granite is a good stone to work with when you're trying to see the bigger picture. Because with granite, we're looking at the grand scheme of things, large swaths of time, the entire forest, not just the trees, just like one single tree in the woods. And we both talk about this a lot, but like in my experience, when I could pull my perspective out of myself, oftentimes I can kind of like chill out and realize I'm in more, things are better than I think that they are, when I can expand that perspective out and kind of pull out of my own kind of like ego spiral that I'm in.
Right.
I saw, this cracked me up. I saw on a site that I believe was called thecrystalman.com.
Great.
And And I saw the claim, Granite will remove all skepticism, which is not good. Nor do I. Please don't remove my skepticism, please. It's how I stay alive. I need it. Like, it just cracked me up. Like, what? Okay.
You get a crystal, you get a chunk of this shit, and like suddenly you're the most gullible. You're
just immediately join a cult. Like, in a heartbeat. So,
wow.
Granite helps us believe in our own power and our own strength, believing that we do not have to lean on the power of others, but we are enough to make things happen for us in our lives. We're capable of it. And maybe perhaps you've been on a little dip in your magic. You know, you're not feeling it, or you're not kind of believing your abilities. Maybe, you know, either get some Granite or go to, like, I know, at least in Texas, there's several places within like a handful of hours of here. You can go that are just like full of Granite. Just like go find a place and lie on some Granite even. But like soak up some of this energy, this subtle, balanced power, and let it be a reminder that your power is always present. You just need to unearth it so it can shine. Oh. And Granite is an excellent stone for magical tools, such as mortars and pestles. That's what I have. I have a Granite mortar and pestle, and I fucking love it. It is so heavy, though. It's my only complaint, but it's worth it. And wands, rune sets, pendulum mats, offering bowls or offering plates, you name it, you can probably find it carved out of granite. It's not only durable, but coming from a balanced place of energy, it's a good source to lend to magical workings. And it can kind of lend maybe magical workings that touch of longevity that granite is so capable of. It feels like, at least to me when I grind, because also I love using my granite mortar and pestle because it's very grindy. It doesn't have like, because you know, like marble ones are kind of like clacky. You know, mine is like,
yes.
Yeah. And I just love it every time I'm making shit in it.
I'm sorry. What was that again?
I hurt my throat doing it. I feel like the scratchiness as a result of doing it, but it sounds just like it. Yeah. And, but maybe when you're working with that stuff, it's seeping in that very foundational energy to whatever working you are doing. And I feel that granite, especially granite found in, you know, like natural formations near places that have experienced traumatic or intense happenings, or granite structures that were built, will hang on to that energy. And this is kind of what is talked about in the stone tape theory. And this isn't just granite, of course, but I think if we remember that stone potentially harbors the energies of previous happenings, recording it, if you will, then we can approach stone in these sites with reverence, because stored within them are stories and history. And if we listen, maybe we can pick up on that. And with that, that is Granty.
Granty. Granny.
Granny Granite.
Oh. Yeah. That's cute.
It is cute.
Because it's so old.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's wise.
Hey, Macy. You ever been to Sedona?
I have never been to Sedona, but I want to go to Sedona very badly.
It'd be super cool if there was like a witchy thing going on. Maybe like May 23rd to the 27th, 2024.
You know what? Are you talking? I think I might know. I know what you're talking. Are you talking about the ritual recovery retreat taking place in Sedona on May 23rd through the 27th in 2024?
You know, I am talking about that 5-day, 4-night, all-inclusive retreat made for those looking, I was trying to do a whole thing, made for those looking to discover their magic in a grounded way. I am talking about that one.
So during this retreat, there's a lot going on. You're going to learn some witchy stuff. You're going to learn about oils and crystals, herbs, and intentions. There's going to be a full moon ceremony. You're going to talk tarot, maybe talk trauma-informed approaches. And you know what? If you want to get out in that Sedona natural just beauty, there's hiking if you want to just go out there and just be a part of the vibes of Sedona, which I just can't say enough about, it's there.
Yeah, you can learn or relearn basic witchy knowledge, in your judgmental free space. You can do some shadow work. We can just generally recharge or expand your existing knowledge.
And this retreat is being put on by Tess, who is the owner and founder of Spellbinding, which was started 6 years ago to, as they say, create intentional wares for the modern world. Tess is also a professional tarot reader and educator. They created the Little Deck of Darkness Oracle, which is a really cute name. I love that. Which is meant to help others take a closer look within themselves through shadow work. And they're the host of the Everyday Witch, the podcast, where they interview other spiritual entrepreneurs about their journey. So best time is to go ahead and get these tickets now, because there is going to be an increase going on in December. Let's talk about let's go ahead and talk about the days. There's a really neat kind of like a itinerary that gives you an idea of what's going on here if you go to this retreat. And we'll start with day 1. So on day 1, you roll up. You arrive. You can get settled in. You look around. You get a little goodie bag, and you can hang out with your goodie bag and find out what's in that goodie bag. Then you can gather, and there's going to be a nice little icebreaker, some dinner time, maybe a witchy movie night. It seems that night in the movie theater, which is cool. Yeah.
Sick. And then you move into day 2, your first full day, and it is a day. It's a day filled with in-depth tarot workshop. There is an intentional candle workshop where you're going to learn about crystals, herbs, sigils, and you get to make your own candle. You'll also be gathering for a sister circle. Plus, you'll be given some free time to just kind of chill and walk around Sedona.
So, day 3. There is some time to explore the Peace Park in Sedona. You can gather for a mindful food workshop with Chef Jen and attend an in-depth tarot workshop.
Day 4 includes ritual oil workshop, where you're going to learn about the intentions behind essential oils, how to make your own oil, and there's also going to be time to visit Sedona later on, have aura photos taken, which if you haven't done that, please do. And this is the night that will end with a full moon ceremony.
The pictures of the food look really good.
It's all I'm looking at, man.
Yeah. On day 5, it's time to pack up and have one last sister circle, and you say goodbye. But that's 4 nights. That's a good long time to really settle in to the space. Alrighty, guys. So one more time, that's shopspellbinding.com. So you can check this out for yourselves. And once again, this is May 23rd through the 27th, 2024 in Sedona, Arizona.
Macewad.
Yeah.
You were recently on the road, and you shall be on the road again soon. I currently am on the road, and I shall be on the road again soon. And I want to talk about traveling and the ghosties within. And, kind of what to do about it, how to protect yourself. But I got inspired by the creepy little happenings that always kind of go on within a hotel. And hotel is just sort of no man's land for me, like spiritually, in that almost it's weird to say, because it's like if I go out looking to be scared by a hotel, then I can get scared. But if it's just a run-of-the-mill hotel that I'm at because, work trip or this, that, and the other, a lot of the creaks and the pops and the spooky noise, I just kind of go, whatever. Because maybe it's the person next to you taking their regular morning movement. Maybe it's a ghost right under your bed scratching your feet. I don't know. So I kind of don't think about it. But protection, however, is very important to me. Because while I think that in hotels, like, they're very active. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like every time you go to a hotel, there's some stuff going on. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like activity is a little bit ramped up, and there's reasons for that we'll get into it. And by the way, this counts for hotels, hostels, bed and breakfasts, verbos, campgrounds.
Well, I feel like you're anything with that liminal energy. Like that's one of the things. Like you're like you talked about it a lot, especially the Newkirk's like in Hellier and all of that. It's that liminal space. There's no. It's just constantly fluid and moving.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something that I get into in a bit, like that kind of constant changing and what that might attract. But whether you're traveling for like a mundane reason, like totally non-paranormal, or if you're got your nose looking out, sniffing for a ghost, as we will be doing next Sunday, sniffing out our cowboy room. In the case of mundane travel, the belief is, obviously spirits can be present anywhere, given how universal death is. People die in hotels all the time. Yeah. People die everywhere all the time. So if you do subscribe to the idea that spirits tend to kind of linger in the vicinity of their passing, it does imply that virtually anywhere that people might stay for a little while, there's movement, could potentially host these entities. In some paranormal beliefs, spirits are thought to be more active in locations with high human traffic, and this is what we were talking about. The belief kind of centers around the notion that the emotions and the energies that people bring to these places can influence the spiritual activities that we perceive. So if we aren't specifically discussing ghosts, past dead people and entities, the sheer volume of energy and emotions and things just associated with travel and with crowded areas and having a lot of people coming and going and sleeping overnight and it all gives rise to this residual energy. So even if you don't kind of get on board with like a haunting aspect, there's definitely emotional residue that is left behind by countless visitors. The energy, though, that is kind of left behind in I guess I want to say like a residual haunting kind of way, if that's more your vibe, if that's more your bag. However, like that can also amp up. It can work as like a little, what was it? An AM pump? An EVP pump, I keep calling it. What is it called? EMF pump.
EMF pump.
Yeah. It could be a little EMF pump because, we're just stamping that stone tape over and over and over again with different shit. Eventually, something can kind of sniff this out, So not only can these places of high traffic hold the spirits of human beings who have passed on, or I guess not passed on, but they've passed on to something different. They are different than they were before. They can also be home to anything that you come across, I guess, in your own home. We're talking shadow people, residual hauntings, poltergeists, etc. However, because of this shifting energy, they can catch the attention of other entities. Now, what other entities am I talking about? Okay, first of all, we got restless spirits or lost souls. Might be more attracted to places with lots of people, whether or not they're coming and going, just places with lots of people, because it feels familiar. Think about it. If you're past, maybe you don't even know that you've passed, or maybe you're completely aware. Do you want to be like alone and lost, or you want to be in a place where there's other people and you might feel a little more comfortable? Now, me, if I'm a ghost and I know I'm dead, I'm fucking off to the woods. But if I'm just like one day find myself alone, I'm probably going to try to seek people out, right? So these hot spots of human activity is just a beacon for our lost
I always
souls.
wonder if they're like batteries, because like when you're just adrift, because like I wonder what the difference in reality looks like, and I like to sometimes imagine like big metropolitan areas or gatherings of people as just like this glow of energy, and they can just come and draw from it a little bit
and just you suck down on that energy.
Yeah,
I do kind of think about it. When you see the map of places, like an aerial map, and you see just the lights, So you can see the more populated area. So you see these clusters of lights. Specifically, I'm thinking the opening to Alone, because they do that every time. But, which I've been watching, dude. I could talk about it. Listen,
I've been waiting.
After all this recording and stuff, I've got thoughts. Anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, outside of those entities, we're also talking non-human activity. So I want to start by talking about psychic energy feeding entities. So, you're a psychic vampire. Your energy, you're Colin Robinson, if you will. You're going to attract people to feed off this energy. Like Mace said, if it is this kind of a glow of you're like, oh shit, there's energy over there. Whether or not they mean to be like creepy, because when we think about non-human and we think about things that feed on energy, a lot of times we're immediately thinking something spooky or bad, bad in quotations. But it could just be like, wow, there's a shit pile of food over here. Let's go over here. But it does kind of open up this ability, or this you might become a target, is what I'm saying. So psychic energy feeding, this is hard to say, I don't know why I wrote it like this. Psychic energy feeding entities are a category of paranormal entities that are believed to draw sustenance or benefit off of energy in general. So this could also mean tricks. We'll get into tricksters, but this could also mean there are little things that are purposefully exacerbating negative emotions or creating
it's like the reptilians.
It's like a sense of unease, so they can then feed off of this energy. And we're starting with our good old succubi and incubi. So
whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there.
Can you imagine sitting down and being like, okay, guys, what are we going to name this band? And you come up with Incubus.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And then you do such works as I took a look in a book and
I do. Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, these are spirits that are traditionally believed to visit people in their dreams and engage in sexual activity to draw on that sexual energy and desire. Then we've got what's known as emotion eaters. And these are entities that thrive on strong human emotions. So they could be happiness and joy and excitement, but oftentimes, especially with just the state of the world and how everything is, these are fear, anger, and sadness. So these are the things that might influence or exacerbate these emotions to get a bigger buffet. We also have shadow parasites.
Tight.
Which they're exactly what they sound like. They are entities of some form that can and will attach themselves to people to drain their energy. So instead of sitting at the buffet just snacking on people as they pass, they just pick out one person in particular and they're like, you. So that's always a fun one. Okay. And you definitely kind of want to protect yourself while you're in a space like this, but also protect yourself from kind of taking that dude home. Because I don't necessarily believe in bringing ghosts home, like from a graveyard. I don't really subscribe to that, but I do think that there are entities that will hook onto you, because I think a human is, I don't know, they might get confused and follow you home. But if they do, I'm not worried about it. These things, yeah, a little gross. I don't want them on me sucking my energy off. And then
sucking your energy off.
Yeah.
Not out.
Yeah.
Off.
Deep throating my energy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just giving your energy a good hummer. I just wanted to clarify.
It's like the grapefruit lady. Yeah. So, another version that we have, another thing that could be working on you while you're here, are more human spirits, but like, I guess what you would think of as I hate to say negative spirits. Sorry, my brain shorted out for a second. I'd hate to say like negative spirits because I don't like that, but definitely a spirit that's a little more drawn to turmoil, drawn to your negative emotions. They're kind of doom and gloom. I feel like doom and gloom people, like Debbie Downers, when they pass on, they kind of become like this. And they're just sort of like, oh man, everything sucks. And I feel like they can
like
kind
if you never learned anything throughout your life and you just stayed that way, you just stay that way in death too.
Yeah. And then we have the psychic predators. And they're the highly skilled ones that are going to prey upon these individuals that have feelings of exhaustion or unease. And while it's different than a psychic, like a parasite, I feel like it's just kind of random. I feel like it's a little bit mindless, much like a parasite. It's just sort of like, oh, you'll do. But the predator, they're going to like be like, you fuck with energy. So you're going to be a pretty constant source for me. I'm going to go with you. And then there's things that aren't even sentient at all. We're talking energy vortexes. Okay. So there's paranormal theories that suggest that certain locations are high foot traffic or high in and out traffic. I forgot the word for it. Can attract energies from all over until they become an energy vortex. And then, of course, we have thought form entities. And this could be basically so much of us being like, this hotel is haunted, this hotel is haunted, this hotel, until, oh, shit, look, that hotel's haunted. By what? I don't know, like a poltergeist or something? Do you just create a ghost? How does that? I don't know. Either way, thought forms.
Thought forms.
And thought forms. That's it. End of episode. And then, of course, you also need to look out for the alive threats as well, such as living psychic vampires. Now, this can... I don't know. I'm not saying that, like, your narcissistic, like, friend is gonna come hang out at a hotel just to like drain people, but I am specifically thinking of Colin Robinson, and that is a very him thing to do, to just like find a hotel and like go to the breakfast and just bum everybody out.
That's what immediately I thought of breakfast. I think like everybody's just trying to start their day, they're freshly rested, and you just go in there and you take them all out. You just wipe them all out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
you change
terrible.
the TV to like, what's that Bazinga show?
Oh God, fucking Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
First thing in the morning, you just ram it down people's throats and just be like, I really do think that Sheldon is one of the great cinematic characters of our history. I've got an itemized list as to why I think this, and I'll start with number one, and you just drain everybody dry.
Oh, yeah, and then just kind of give the camera that blue face, hiss face glow thing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so now I want to move into trickster entities, because they're fun. So trickster spirits are entities that enjoy causing mischief, and they may be more active in crowded places because they have ample opportunities to play pranks on the living. So we're going to start easy with playful pranks. Or playful tricksters that are known for playing tricks or little pranks on humans that can range from moving objects, unexplained noises, causing some like minor confusion. But we can kind of also ramp up to the freakier ones. We got shape-shifting. Trickster energies are often associated with shape-shifting abilities, allowing them to take on various forms. And this can lead to encounters with people where they appear differently to cause confusion. Or I swear to God, I run into like tricksters just trying to be human sometimes. Dude, and I don't think.
What if that's just all the? I think you get into like Men in Black energy a little bit with that, because it's just like, what are this? What is this? Yeah.
And the thing is I don't necessarily mean like an interaction like full when you're looking at a person, because that's a lot of energy. But like I did have an interaction where I'm not saying that this is a trickster, but it is definitely something I would do for fun. I went to the like lobby bathroom while I was here, and it was a multi-stall situation, and I walk in and there is someone just absolutely bombing the place. I mean,
hell yeah,
shotgunning that thing.
Yeah,
and
get it out.
Yeah, in a way that was explosive, and I just kind of turned and left. And the thing is, I'm sure that was somebody just getting it out. But at the same time, I'm like, what an awesome opportunity for just a little thing to do that. You don't have to be seen. You just have to make the noise. And then you can just numb up all that. Like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So instead of it being somebody who accidentally had gluten in their food, it's a ghost in there just going... and just making all these sounds. Yeah. And then like they hear the door shut again and they're like, I did it. Nice. Got it.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Tell me you wouldn't do that if you were like
it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
The best.
It would.
The best. Yeah. There's also a thing tied with tricksters about subvert, like kind of letting down your expectations. And I think that I think specifically of me and like your mom. I mean, Macy's mom. I'm not just making me and your
me
mom,
and your mom.
Macy's mother, who like I feel like is always let down by a hotel room.
Dude, famously so. So. I got to see it I got to see some good approval on this last trip because we got lucky. But generally hard to please.
But also, isn't it, you always get into a hotel room, and because things are so hard to keep track of, tricksters love to kind of run through and send you on like little wild goose chases. There's also an uptick of that activity of something disappearing. You look for it a long time and then you turn around and it's right there on the desk in front of you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The goal there is to not only confound you, but amuse themselves. And there's also... I just like the trickster energy because I feel like, hey, look, even if you're fucking with me a little bit, it's still kind of fun. It's still a little bit fun.
It's fun to an extent. It depends on how long it goes on for and how many times. Yeah. Like if I'm climbing uphill this whole time dealing with you, I'm very rapidly going to get annoyed, and then I'm going to get annoyed and know that you're feeding on my annoyance, and then I'm going to be mad. Yeah.
And exactly. So tricksters, like, they can be light-handed with it. However, they can also become, you can start to find their antics, like, disturbing after a while, unsettling, and even kind of feel a little bit threatened by their actions, even though their intent is not to hurt you necessarily. It is to just cause you to have strong emotions, and having strong emotions all the time can be exhausting. So I want to talk about
that's how I feel about the smoke monster. The smoke monster I had in my house felt like that. Like it was steadily draining all of us dry, but unless you poked it, it wouldn't really do much. But if you poked it, it would act up and kind of make you feel crazy and start messing around, you know. But generally it wanted to try to just hide and suck us all dry.
Suck that energy off.
Make the lights flicker and shit, you know?
Yeah. And that's... some people even kind of welcome this activity, especially if you are on the hunt, as we will be in our cowboy room. I would very much welcome the flickering lights and the this, that, and the other, because I'm trying to have that experience. And the thing is, you want that... It's almost like like when you accidentally train your dog to do something bad. Like, it's so cute when it hops up and eats off the table. When it's a puppy and you're like, oh my God, and you kind of praise that. And then you have a real problem because you have a full grown dog, like jumping up you or whatever, you know, it's sort of like that. I feel like the tricksters they find themselves in these haunted locations. I think they're just continuously rewarded for doing what they're doing. They got a real sweet setup.
Dude, being a trickster in a hotel would be awesome.
Oh yeah. Especially a hotel where people are basically begging for something to happen. Yeah, for sure. But let's talk about how to protect yourself, not only from these tricksters, but from the energy vampires and all the poltergeists and whatnot. So first of all, set your clear intentions. Like before you even leave, before you travel, before you pack your bag, set that intention for the trip. Whether, it is for business or it is for fun or exploration, or if it is a ghosty trip, set that intention. Be clear and be clear and I guess positive about your intention, and that can help you create your emotional barrier. Of course, we also have things like meditation and grounding. So you can engage in these things to exercise your inner balance and inner stability, making you a little bit harder to throw off kilter and be fucked with. It's also going to help you to maintain a strong personal energy. You can also do some protective imagery. So like May said, I'm surrounded by granite. I am unfuckable with, I'm not going to be fed on by anything. I'm not going to be tricked. I'm a stone. You don't need to mess with me. Mm-hmm. There are, speaking of stones, you can carry some protective items. All right. So your little talismans, your amulets and crystals, and some specific crystals good for traveling, or labradorite, or the traveler's crystal, or the traveler's stone, excuse me. There's amethyst is particularly good for travel. Black tourmaline, selenite, and tiger's eye. Real good for the travel. If you're looking at more herbs to keep in your butt, there's eucalyptus, comfrey, and obviously
comfrey?
The physical comfrey.
I thought it was comfrey.
Am I saying it wrong?
Comfrey just shook me, but maybe that's how you say it. I don't know.
Comfrey.
I don't know anything anymore.
I might be saying it wrong. It's Comfrey. Comfrey?
Yeah. I thought it was comfrey, but I'll roll with comfrey if that's where we're at. Yeah.
And then the physical protective ones, such as, bring you a little mix of peppermint and tea tree oil. Spritz it around the room. Keep your shit physically clean. When your shit is physically clean, it's going to be easier to keep it, clean spiritually. Same goes for your body. Practice good hygiene when you're out on the road. Take a shower, keep up with your routine. Practice mindfulness. If you don't typically do mindfulness practices, starting when you're traveling, or perhaps having that be a travel ritual, can be important to just be aware of your surroundings. Plus, it's also good to just be aware of your surroundings when you travel for totally mundane reasons.
Yeah.
Positive affirmations. Work that in. Have a little moment of mindfulness and work it in them affirmations. You can also work in your physical, your visual protection at this point while you're doing your affirmations. Become that stone. Maintain good hygiene, which I jumped the gun on a little bit, but getting good rest, having a balanced diet, maybe hitting the gym that they have at the hotel, staying showered, stuff like that. It's all going to help you mentally feel a little bit better on the road, which is, again, going to make you harder to fuck with. Let's see. The next one I have
I'm always sorry. Oh yeah, I'm always really intent on washing my face. That is what I care the most about. I usually shower and whatnot in a hotel too, but it's when we were driving, so 7-hour days on the way to Gatlinburg and back. For all I could say all day was I'm ready to wash my face. I just want to wash my face when I get to the hotel. I feel like you just take in a lot through your face.
Yeah. And you do, especially, and obviously, it's hard on your skin to travel. And I'm jumping all over the place because I'm just thinking of the sun exposure, if you're not used to it, just being in a car and traveling can be a lot for you. Wear your sunscreen, people, please. Get you some.
I sunburn. If I do not wear sunscreen, I will sunburn every single road trip. I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just so people only really think about sunscreen when we have our big beach days and stuff like that. But so much, I think it's 80% of your skin damage comes from these little everyday trips in the car. And
wear a daily SPF.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. So throughout time, there have been deities associated with travel protection. And I'm going to give you some of these. And this is not to just sort of pick one from the list and be like, that's mine now. I'm just talking more of like a historical recognition kind of way. Recognition, whatever. The first one we've got is Hermes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was kind of waiting for you to correct my pronunciation. So we've got Hermes.
Hermes is correct, I think.
Okay. The messenger of the gods and protector of travelers. Then we've got Hestia, who is the Greek goddess of the hearth and home. While she's not like technically a travel deity, her presence was invoked for the protection of one's home while they were like on the road. So keeping your shit from getting busted in while you're gone. And then there's Ganesha, who travelers would often seek the blessing of for a smooth and obstacle-free journey. Saint Christopher. Saint Christopher images or medals or like little pendants. What are they called? The little, not a cameo, but just...
The little Saint Christopher necklace, the little metal, the little disc with like the image on it.
Yeah. Is there like a specific name for that?
I don't know. I know Rustin wore one, interestingly, for a really long time.
I remember that, yeah.
But he just called, I've just always heard it called a Saint Christopher. But usually it's silver on a chain worn around the neck.
Yeah. And a lot of times that is to protect folks during their journeys. There is Fortuna, who I love the name. I love Fortuna. It's pretty Fortuna. Sweet. It's a good name. Travels would pray to Fortuna for a safe journey. There's also, where am I? Oh, here we go. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm going to need a second to sound this one out. Please forgive my Texas tongue. Amaterasu, who's a Shinto sun goddess, and one of Japan's most revered deities. We've got Brigid, or Brigid, from Celtic mythology, invoked for journeys. We have the matronae in ancient Germanic and Celtic traditions. And also, lastly, we have the ancient Egyptian Bes. B-E-S. I'm assuming that's Bes. But associated with joy, music, dance, and traveling. So, I want to say here, before I talk about something sort of completely different, just remember when you're on the road, I know it's easy to get freaked out, remember that most paranormal stuff is just totally natural. It's part of the natural world. It just exists. It's not necessarily evil or out to hurt you. However, do be alert, because just like human beings, living people, some things very well might be out to get you. So just be aware. And lastly, I want to end up with something that I saw talked about and I thought was spooky. And maybe this is like future spooky-sode, like going in depth. I don't know, but listen here. On the road, there is a much higher, when traveling, a much higher reported amount of time slips or temporal anomalies, not anomalies. Pretend I said that right and still sounded all spooky. So accounts where individuals claimed to have briefly traveled or slipped through time is much higher when they were on the road. Now I want to talk about the characteristics of time slips, okay? So time slips are often spontaneous. They happen spontaneously with no effort on your part, no intention on your part, and they can just sort of occur whenever. You will experience some sensory disturbances. So this may include changes of lighting, temperature, atmospheric conditions. There's retrocognition. Yeah, retrocognition, where you might perceive events or scenes from the past as if they were happening in the present. What's wrong with me today? I think it's all this coffee.
I feel like I've not been able to talk today either. I can't
get it out. I can't get it out of my head. And also, time slips are typically brief, lasting only like a few moments to several minutes. And when you come to, most people feel like disoriented. They feel like just like they might have been disoriented the entire time. And I have some famous time slip cases for you, just very brief. So, let's see. This is the Moberly and Jourdain incident. In 1901, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, two academics, claimed to have experienced a time slip at the Palace of Versailles. Palace of Versailles, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's the S at the end that
we all heard me struggle through Cushiel's dart. It's okay.
All right. So they believed they had briefly traveled back to the time of Marie Antoinette.
Oh, cool.
We have
wow.
The Bold Street incident in 1996. A Liverpool businessman named Frank was walking along Bold Street when he suddenly felt as though he had stepped back in time to the 1950s. Suddenly he saw everyone in vintage cars and in old-fashioned clothing. We have the Rendlesham Forest incident.
Rendlesham Forest is bananas. That story is wild. And there's a lot of really interesting documents around it.
And this is a very brief, like one or two sentence thing. So in 1980, several U.S. military personnel stationed in Rendlesham Forest, England, reported a series of encounters with unidentified craft and time distortions. They claimed to have experienced strange perceptions of time during the events. And I'm kind of keeping these vague because, like, that would be fun to talk about for a Spooky-sode.
Yeah.
And then there's this one that's just called The Vanishing Hotel. A group of British tourists claimed to have entered a French hotel in 1979, but found it abandoned and dilapidated. After a brief exploration, they exited the building only to find it completely restored to its normal condition.
Cool.
And that wraps me up. Just about, shit that can happen while you travel. Don't get time slipped.
Don't get time slipped. Time slips are wild. I've read some pretty crazy stories of time slips and things. And I want to say we've even received a few from listeners. I want to say we got who, me?
Yeah.
When did I have a time slip?
Didn't you with like Hunter coming home and like
oh god, that whole thing was weird, dude. And what sucks is while they might humor me, I feel like nobody truly believes me on that because like it made no sense at all. And it's like, but are you sure you didn't see the car? Yes, I'm sure. I know what I saw. Ugh, so weird.
I believe you.
And everybody says they do, but I just deep down, this is my own paranoia. Because even Hunter's like, well, I believe you. That's pretty wild. And I'm like, do you? Do you believe me?
Yeah. I think you're just humoring me. Wowee.
Oh, God. I forgot all about that. Dude.
My goodness.
We're back next week with the big old spooky-sode.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to have cowboys. We're going to have a special guest talking about incidences while they were a paranormal investigator. We're going to have listener stories. It's going to be spooky and it's going to be huge.
I don't know what you just said because you got yeeted out of my headphones for being too shrill.
It's gonna be spooky and it's gonna be huge.
Nice. It is. It's gonna be thick. It's always thick. And I can't wait for our overnight investigation. I literally think about it 24/7, and it is making these days since we booked it pass so slowly.
I have been listening to the Cowboys I listened to the Cowboys playlist the entire drive to Dallas, and the whole entire time, every once and again, a song would come on, and I would just go, "Of course she did. Of course she put this on."
I went real nuts, but I would just get so
like
proud of
4
myself.
songs, and then you came in and added like 60. So I'm about. It was to go
about
hard
60, and then like every now and again, I would just have to throw a wild card in there, like when Cowboys file for divorce by Electric Six.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. Yep, that's one of the ones, and I was like, "Yep, There it is.
Yeah. And the Billy Cyrus Old Town Road, because
that one.
I want to know what they think about it,
Better fucking believe I listened to the whole thing.
Good. I just like to imagine the Ghost Cowboys, as we're asking, like, here's Deep in the Holler by fucking Randy Travis. Yeah. Okay. And here is Old Town Road. What do you think?
Yeah. Please cast your votes. One thing that I have been thinking about, just listening into these and thinking about it, there's like, God damn it, were some of these 90s country songs like kind of at the beginning of becoming like stupid pop that we know like country today.
That is today, yeah.
How shitty, but at the same time, did they know how to make a catchy ass song? Are you kidding? Chewing tobacco, chewing tobacco, chewing tobacco,
chewing tobacco, spit. Which that's still pretty modern. That's old Shelton.
For sure. I just mean like I don't know, man. I don't know. We need to do a whole episode on like the evolution of country music.
Pick up man, and it's like, oh, okay, we're starting. This is where we're starting to. This is so cheesy, but yeah, it's interesting to track the growth and change of country to what is like nowadays like truck pop.
Yeah, truck pop. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. It's okay. I guess we should wrap this episode. Let's do that.
Oh.
Before we just kill it. So, okay, one thing, guys, you probably noticed it in the episode art, the print. Look at it. It's a pumpkin, and it's big, and it's scary, and it's available until November 1st. And then it is gone into the ether, into the sands of time, never, ever to return again. So if you want it, snap it up. We'll be shipping it out after we can get them printed once orders close in November. So if you're starting your collection or continuing it, hit it on wbahprintshop.com.
Also, don't forget to check out the sponsors of the show. And if you're interested in sponsoring the show yourself, you can send us an email to wbahpodcast@gmail.com and just let us know. Just say, hey, I've got this like witchy product or service or thing-a-ding that I think the beans would like to know about. And, hit us up. And you can also just send us whatever email you want. You could send us spooky-sode fodder. You could send complaints, feet pics.
We get the whole gamut over there, honestly. Yeah. You get a whole mix.
Join us on our Facebook to check out the coven and all the silliness that you guys get up to over there. She thinks my tractor's sexy. There we go.
Is that what you've been trying to think of?
No. It just popped into my head. And it was like this, it revealed itself to me.
I like how you finished it with, there you go. Like I know, I know what that was for.
Don't worry about it. Let's see. Also, I guess that's it. I guess we've repped everything we need to rep to you. So, goodbye.
All right, everybody. Goodbye. Catch you next week for the big one. Stay spooky, my friends.